Every day on social media, I see it. People jumping ship, reps switching companies, new guys looking for, new ways to make money, not understanding their pay structure. And sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's necessary, but way too often it's a mistake. Because behind every gas card, sign-on bonus, weekly salary, or shiny truck, there's a whole lot of chaos that people don't talk about until it's too late. This isn't a recruiting video either. This is leadership advice from someone who's been in the industry, who's experienced all this. I'm here to give you the real questions, the ones that protect your money, your time, your name, and your future. So before you decide to jump to the next best thing, let's make sure it actually is. Let's start with the most important thing. How are you expected to generate business? Does the company actually have a sales system in place? Like, do they train? Do they have, any type of procedures that help you build consistency week after week? Or is it just the go figure it out type of mentality? Do they rely entirely heavily on paid leads, or do they teach you how to knock doors and generate real face-to-face business? Can you track where you've been? Can you track your door knocks? Can you track your follow-ups? Or are you knocking blind every day with no direction on where you're going? What type of content, tools, or videos do they provide to help you grow in the field or in this industry? Not just close one deal, but become a true professional. Because if they don't have a system in place to bring you in the business, then nothing else really downstream matters, does it? Now, let me ask you this. Who runs production? What's the handoff process from the sale to the build? Is it clean? Or are you chasing crews, chasing updates, and cleaning up your own punch list by yourself? How are your estimates and supplements handled? Do you control the profit in the field, or are you relying on a slow back-end team or a third-party company? Do you even have access to Xactimate while you're at the property? Do you even know what it is? Can you write and close an estimate before you even leave the property? Because if not, you're leaving a ton of profit on the table every time that only you know about more than anyone else. What's the pay structure like too? Is it a net profit top line, or is it a 10% flat cut? Do you even know how your margins are being tracked in your company? And here's a big one for you. Can the company give you a printed comp plan and an employee handbook? Because if not, that's a huge red flag. If a company can't explain how you're paid or what the expectations are, you're already set up to fail. And what about housing? If you go somewhere on a storm location, do they provide it, or are you on your own? If they do cover it, how does it work? Does it come out of your draw, out of the commissions? Is it in writing? Because if not, and if it's not even clearly laid out, that free housing thing might cost you a lot more than you think in the end. What tools are in place to help run your pipeline? Is it just a basic version of, AccuLinks or Job Nimbus, like straight out of the box? Or have they actually invested in building a CRM around their own processes and workflows? Because a real CRM isn't just software. It's the backbone of your speed, your structure, and your scale. And if they're not serious about that, you're gonna feel it in the field when you're out there working. And who's the owner? That's a big, big question. Are they an actual operator with systems and vision? Or are they just another salesman who made a big few checks, like a big fat commission, and decided to start a roofing company with no clue on how to run a real business? Is the company privately owned, or is it backed by investors? That's a big question. Private equity is not always bad, but if it is, do your homework. Some are solid, most are not. And are you W-2 or 1099? Because that changes everything. Benefits, taxes, workman's comp, legal protections. And what happens if you get hurt? Does your company have safety procedures and systems in place, or are you just hoping that that never happens? That's a real important one. Do you need money down to build your job? That's a huge one. Or are they stable enough to float production without relying on a deposit? Because if your company needs a check to build in a storm industry, you're already in a risky position. And let's be real about this too. If you're cool with signing a contract 10% and walking off the job and having the back end figure it out, then this video is definitely probably not for you. And that's fine. Some people are cool with just doing that. I get it. Kudos to you. But if you're actually care about what happens after the signature, if you take pride in solving real problems and doing the job right, then you need to be asking better questions before jumping ship to the next opportunity. This isn't about switching companies. It's about stopping the cycle of bad decisions. Because once you've lived through enough chaos, you stop getting excited about big promises and you start looking at what's actually built underneath. There are a lot of good companies out here, but for every roofing company that's structured and stable, there's 10 that are not. They're just sales guys with a logo, no systems, and they hope that it all holds together. The next time you jump without asking the right questions, you might not land on your feet. So do us all a favor and stop chasing the sign-on bonuses, stop chasing the company trucks, stop chasing the weekly salaries, because all that runs out when it gets cold out. When the storms are over, when the leads slow down, and when your name's not hot anymore, that's when the real structure shows up. Or it doesn't. Start chasing stability, start chasing systems and structure, and start asking questions that actually matter for your future, for your freedom, and your name.